Hey everyone, I'm Charlotte, and here is episode 9, starting a 100-day challenge. Before I get into the video, I think this is going to be a 3-part series because trying to compress everything that you learn in 100 days of drawing in one single video is extremely difficult. So we're not going to be doing that, unfortunately. If it does get a little boring, I'm so sorry. But bear with me, and I hope that this knowledge is of some use to you. So the piece that you see on screen is actually the announcement piece that I made for the 100-day challenge. A quick note here is that this was the only piece that was made out of demand for the challenge, and all of the other pieces were stocked up content, which were drawn way before I even started posting on Instagram. But before I get into the challenge itself, there's this really beautiful quote that resonates with the core of this. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. I think that quote kind of encapsulates the mindset that I went into when starting the challenge, because even though I did have an idea of what was to happen, actually implementing it is completely different, right? So, another funny thing that I'd like to acknowledge here is the fact that I actually tried the 100-day posting challenge 3 times on Instagram before last year, and I failed at it miserably. But, as it is said, failure is gained experience. And it's a beautiful way of putting failure, honestly, but it's also really practical because of the fact that only because I failed so many times, right? There was this sense of knowing what to do and what not to do. It genuinely became this pathway to figuring out right and wrong through trial and error. And it helped in understanding the algorithm, in understanding how consistent I can be, and how far discipline takes a person. So that's where I learned to stock content. I had about 20 pieces that I stocked up before I started this challenge because I failed at it the previous 3 years, right? However, another note is that I did successfully complete a 100-day writing challenge, and that's why I thought it would be easier to do a 100-day posting challenge, but not the same thing, I guess. Maybe because the writing challenge was a bit more of a personal one and I didn't have an accountability to anyone else, so it came out freely, I guess. I'm not sure. But anyways, coming back to the piece that you see on screen, this is a beautiful environment piece that is again representational of the 100-day challenge because it helped in expanding my comfort zone and in truly pursuing the aspect of visual storytelling and getting better at it. That was the core purpose, to sharpen the skill and to convey stories better. So, as a result of that, this 100-day challenge was not just something that I had to do to create accountability for my audience, but it also helped me to experiment with different brushes, like you see on screen where I use 2 different brushes, to experiment with environments, to experiment with different subject matter, different character poses, different attires. And it's beautiful of how much there is to draw. It's beautiful that because of this challenge, I was compelled to observe my surroundings more and to absorb everything that was going around me. And one thing I'm reminded of is when my professor said that everything around him, every human action, is a sort of theatrical performance in his eyes. And to me, because of this challenge, everything around me became art. In addition to all of this, I also learned other skills that complement digital art. I think I'll address more of those skills in the upcoming videos because there was a lot that I learned, as I mentioned earlier. But I'm grateful for the opportunity to have really carried forth this project with people who supported me and my parents who did not question why I was investing so much of my time and energy into something as simple as art. There were definitely moments where it gets to you, where you question if it's worth the effort, but in the end, something that really prevailed was the purpose behind pursuing this skill. And again, the purpose behind this posting challenge as well. That is to improve at visual storytelling. And that's something that you can take away for life, right? Once you learn a skill, it's about keeping it sharp, and it's genuinely a win-win. And fruit will bear in its season. You just have to be patient enough to wait for that to come. But yeah, this challenge was beautiful, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. For those that followed me on Instagram, they are one of the earliest supporters on this channel as well, and I'm grateful. Thank you for all the love and support, and I will see you guys next time. But until then, you can follow me at Charlotte_Pourquoi on Instagram. Bye.